Okay, so now let's explore this rack server. Yesterday we stopped here, right? We just completed the introduction and we just get into the data center, starting from office to data center, then MPLS connectivity, then router, firewall, spine switch, leaf switch, and then NTP server. Then we discussed about rack. Then we discussed about the PD units. Now we are getting into the server. So server, we should have some basic hardware knowledge about the server. So this is an normal rack server, which is PowerEdge R740 rack server. Okay. So here we are just going to explore this server, the front and back view. Okay. So this server is having some dedicated iDRAC port. This will be used for remote console. When normal network is not working, we'll be using this. In HP, we will be using ILO, right? Did you
Yeah,
ever worked on that ILO and iDRAC and all?
yeah, iDRAC and ILO. I have worked in iDRAC most of the times
Oh,
from Dell.
okay.
HP, ILO, yes, I have a few server.
Uh,
Still, I am accessing on that.
okay. So this is the iDRAC network port, which is used to access the remote console. This is serial. Now it's very rare to see use the serial port to connect the server directly. Then this is VGA. VGA, this is if you want to connect a monitor, yes, you can use this. And if you want to connect any USB devices, yes, you can use this USB 3.0. There are two ports are there. Apart from that, we have some PCI slots, which is filled with hard disk here. Okay. So here they mentioned 8 PCI Gen 3 slots. Okay. So which means that 8x PCI Gen 3 slots. I'll explain you what is this PCI Gen 3 slots in the upcoming slide. Okay. And then we have some power supply units. Then we have almost 4 NIC cards in it. Okay. So this is the back view of the server. Now, in this server, cabling is very important, right? So from the while doing the rack and stack, they has to do the cabling. So from cabling perspective, they has to select the correct power supply cable here, and then that power supply needs to be connected to the PDU units, which is there in the rack. Then here they need to pick the network cable, and from this network RJ45 port, they have to connect to the this one, our physical switches. Okay. Now while selecting the cable, we must have some knowledge about this cable part. When I say cable part, like Cat 6A, Cat 7A cable, Cat 7 cable, Cat 8 cable. Okay, like that we have some different set of cables. I'll explain you what are the cables which is used here for establishing a connectivity in real-time production support. Okay, we should have some basic knowledge about this CAT cables. Okay, so power supply cables, no issue. Vendor will provide the recommendation which power supply cable needs to be used. But from our perspective, we need to understand what are all the network cable options available in terms of bandwidth support. Okay, so we need to understand the CAT series. Then next is this PCI slots, right? The PCI Gen 3. What is generation 3? And what is this up to 8x PCI Gen 3 slot means? Okay, so okay, so here when they say up to 8 PCI means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Almost 8 slots are there on this server. That's what up to 8 PCI. Then generation 3, we need to understand why they mention this PCI slot as generation 3. Normally PCI slots will be used for installing hard drives, then graphical interface card. Okay, then there's latest NVMe hard disk, SSD hard disk. Those will be inserted here in this PCI slot. Okay, so let's explore the server further by opening it. So inside the server, we'll be having a dual processor, then RAM, then inside that we are able to see some fans which is located inside the server. So PowerEdge server is running with this. Most of the times, this servers are running with the Xeon processor only. Okay, and RAM we have DDR4. Now DDR5 RAM is also there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is just an overview of server. So I told you about explaining about the cables, right? I'll explain about the cables right
Yeah.
now. Like what are all the CAT cable options available for this server connectivity.
Yes.
Just a minute. Okay, so from cabling perspective, from network cable perspective, we have Cat5, Cat6, Cat7, Cat8 cable and all. Okay, so while connecting the cables, we need to understand what sort of cables has been used for our server connectivity from the NIC port to the switch, whether it is Cat5, Cat6, Cat7 or Cat8. Okay, there are different categories available, right? Let's get the form factor of those cables. So here Cat5 and Cat5, Cat5 and Cat5, the speed is 1 Gbps transmission speed. Then Cat6, it supports 1 Gbps. Cat6a, it starts supporting from 10 Gbps. Then Cat7, again 10 Gbps. Cat7a, 10 Gbps. And Cat8, it supports 25 Gbps to 40 Gbps. Okay, so based on that bandwidth, okay, because while selecting the NIC card, they will mention that this is 1 Gbps card, this is 10 Gbps NIC card, this is a 25 Gbps NIC card. There are some classification, right? Based on that, we need to select the correct cable option. Nowadays, like what happened? Uh, Normally, the minimum NIC port transmission speed is 10 Gbps. Okay, that's how the servers are coming right now in 2025. Minimum is 10 Gbps, and it is going till 100 Gbps, 10 Gbps, 25, 40 Gbps, and all we are able to see in the market right now with the NIC transmission speed. So based on that, we need to select the correct cable for our servers. Okay, so 1 Gbps cable now currently they are using only for this iDRAC. iDRAC 1 Gbps cable is enough. Okay, but for other NIC cards in the server, we need Cat6a or Cat7 or Cat7a. Okay, these are the cables which is used for 10 Gbps. More than 10 Gbps, you can go for Cat8 cable. Okay, so in this Cat cable, they are providing in two types. One is like shielded twisted pair and unshielded twisted pair. Okay, shielded twisted pair, unshielded twisted pair means small difference only. See, unshielded twisted pair, you can see that cables are twisted, but there is no shield in it. So here you can find an aluminum foil, right, inside the twist. Every cable has been twisted, right? So in that you can find an
Yeah.
aluminum foil. So that is called as twisted pair
Yes.
cable. Okay. So not only RJ45 cables, like CAT cables, which is used in the servers nowadays. So suppose if I want to connect my server to the storage using a HPA card, okay, at that point of time, we will not be using this CAT cables. At that point of time, we need a fiber optic cable, right? So what are the fiber
Yeah.
optic cable models which has been used right now? So those are OM3 and OM4. These are the two fiber optic cables which has been used in the servers to establish connectivity from our server to the storage device. Okay, so OM3 and OM4.
OM4.
So what is the form factor for this OM3 and OM4? Again, it depends on the speed. OM3 supports till 10 Gbps per second. OM4 supports 40